Please note, if you've not seen any of this film at all, please click away now because there will definitely be spoilers there. Thank you very much indeed. What's going on, people? Back in another episode of the Monster Show, and welcome back to another movie review. Now, I would like to make an apology because I've been going through quite a bit lately with personal stuff at the moment. So I'm very sorry for not uploading, but now we are back. We are back fighting strong, and we have to start with Spider-Man Brand New Day. We'll start off with the cast first and then go on to the other stuff as well. So, starting off with Tom Holland. Is he the best Spider-Man? There's always been a debate with this, and in my honest opinion, yes. It's very tight, to be honest. It's very close. It's either, for me, it's either Tom Holland or it's either Tobey Maguire. It's that close indeed for me, and it's... But to me, Tom Holland has just snuck it because of how good this film is. And the way he plays Spider-Man and the way he acted around how good his character was. He was going through a lot of changes, like his arachnid DNA was acting up halfway through the film, and now he's going through it. And to see what he had to deal with is insane, and in honesty, Tom Holland as Spider-Man, you cannot say anything else. They made the perfect person to be Spider-Man, and that's my honest opinion there. Then we go on to Zendaya, who plays MJ. Now, there was not much of MJ, but when she was on screen with Tom Holland, you can tell these two are married, and you can tell by these two, those two chemistry is insanely good, and I can't express that much. She wasn't much in it because it was much around other characters and also Spider-Man, so I can't say much around about Zendaya, but she was good in the scene she was in. But then we go on to John Bernthal, who played Punisher. Now, he had some of the funniest scenes ever. I know we had a few swear scenes here and there, but in honesty, he was hilarious. And in the action scenes as well, even when he was controlled, he was good in it. I know some people have like some bad things about him because he didn't really go through it, to be honest. But in my honest opinion, I liked him in it. He was funny in every shape of way or form. But, yes. Then we go on to Jacob Batalon, who played Ned in Spider-Man, literally. And let me tell you here and now, of course, obviously, we know MJ and Ned literally had their minds wiped from Spider-Man No Way Home. But in this one, he was trying to find Spider-Man, who was Spider-Man. And some of the scenes which he was doing and that were good in places. But when he met Spider-Man, when he drops his phone, it was so funny, it was so hilarious, literally saying like, Spider-Man's in our direction. And I said, yeah, aye. And he just drops his phone. Literally, it's just hilarious. But at the end of the film, when it was just him and just Peter, literally, it was just so good. They done the handshake, they done. And by the looks of things, at the end of the film, he remembered who Peter was. So maybe the spell can be broken. But maybe with MJ, it was different because she was, perhaps the spell under her was a lot more worse than expected with Ned. But yeah. But then we go on to the person who was rumoured to play a lot of characters. And in honesty, once I heard who she was playing, I heard leaks like 2 weeks ago before the film came out, and literally before the first trailer came out, and I believed it because of what the storyline was, what the leaks were. But yeah, but the person we are talking about is the one and only Sadie Sink, who plays Jean Grey. And let me tell you, when we saw the trailers, we didn't see much of Sadie because they kept her identity of her character so quiet. They wanted to keep it absolutely stewed. But they can only do that until they hit the premiere of the LA premiere, when Stephen Lacey pretty much said, oh, I can't wait to see Jean Grey in the film. So that pretty much said all the leaks from 2 weeks ago, pretty much confirming it, saying, yep, she's playing Jean Grey. And once I saw that on the LA premiere, which I stayed up for until 3:30 in the morning UK time, which was quite not a struggle, but okay. But in honesty, hearing that, and when I went to go and see it on the first preview night, Sadie Sink in this was absolutely incredible. She was insane. She played Jean Grey fantastically. And let me be honest, there's been good Jean Greys and there's been bad ones. Sophia Turner, I did not like her as Jean Grey. Her as Jean Grey, I did not like at all. Jamie Franklin, she was the original from the films. And let me tell you, she was okay, I didn't really like her. But now with Sadie Sink playing her, she was absolutely incredible. And she's the best Jean Grey now, to be honest. She has set a standard, and now that standard has now lifted. I know her from like films like Odyssea, Stranger Things, Dear Zoe, and the horror franchise Fear Street. She was amazing in those. So I kind of had high expectations for her. And her expectations for me just expanded. And it's insane to me, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, the way she played the character was fantastically. She added a bit of humour to it, which is so good. And seeing at the end of the film her getting onto the bus, and we all know where she's going to be. We're going to be seeing her in Secret Wars. We're going to see her in the new X-Men films. And also now hearing that she's made a 5 Marvel movie contract. We're going to be seeing a lot more of her in the next coming years to decades. But yeah. But time for a few more people who made a few cameos. Starting with Florence Pugh, who's now being called as Black Widow. And honestly, we were expecting it because we weren't expecting Scarlett Johansson to come back as Black Widow at all, to be honest with you. But yes. She was going places. She had a few little bit of good humour places. But nothing much to really say. Then we go Mark Ruffalo. Then we had the fight scene with Mark Ruffalo, the Punisher, and Tom Holland's character Spiderman. Literally, that action scene was so funny. It's literally hilarious. But literally, the action scene with him against Spiderman was so good. Once we saw in the trailer, we said, that's going to be an insane action scene. And it was fantastic. They done it fantastically well. And I'm happy about that. Then we go for the person who is actually the main villain in this, who's played by Tremel Tillman, who plays the head of damage control. Now, I can kind of thought halfway through the film, yeah, this guy is the villain. He knew about Sadie Sink's sister. He knew about Sarah, but he didn't tell Spider-Man. Once he knew something about Sadie Sink's sister, about Jean's sister. And in honesty, Spider-Man only got a hand of it is when pretty much they got hold of her. And in honesty, he wasn't a great villain here. I don't think there was an actual main villain in it. I mean, you had Scorpion and Tombstone, but like Sadie was. Everyone's saying she was the main villain, but I think she was like trying to find out truths and all that. But yeah. But that was for the cast. The film in general, how much does this film mean to the fans before Avengers Doomsday? This film had to be perfect to set up for Doomsday. And in honesty, it set up Doomsday fantastically. This film hit heights as many as possible. And what I've just heard is it has made 925 million pounds worldwide box office. That has beaten Endgame for weekend opening. It is close to Endgame, to its opening weekend, but I don't think it will beat it. It will hit $1 billion this week. It will, honestly. Will it beat Endgame? We don't know. We'll find out soon with that. But yes. But the cinematography, though, with this film is insane. Like, it's immense, to be honest with you. Like, the cinematography, like, when you see Spider-Man swinging, like, You never see that in a Spider-Man film ever, but you've seen it now, and I loved every single part of it, and it's insane. There's lots of good humour around it, even with Punisher and Spider-Man, and like, yeah, there was a lot of good humour here and there. But the film's music, that is what I've got to say here and there. It was insane, and there's no person like to make a Spider-Man music track than Michael Giangelo. He was amazing in making all the other films for the Spider-Man. And this one, I've got a theme in my playlist, and that's sick, insane. Cool, it takes a quite slow start, but the ending to the middle to the end is insane. It's literally stuck in my head, and it's amazing. But is this a good film to kick off from Doomsday? Yes. Has Doomsday got a lot of speculation around it? Yes. Does it have a lot of expectations for Doomsday? Seen the trailer? Yes, it does. But apparently we're supposed to be getting a second trailer here and there sometime soon. But hopefully, is Doomsday going to be bigger than Brand New Day? 100% yes. Agreed. Yes, it is. But we're going to have to wait until December, which I can't wait for. It looks so good. But now we're going to take off a little bit of my takes in this. Like I've said about Sadie Sink, I've been a big fan of her since all the films and Stranger Things. But now her character is now my favourite one in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The way she plays Jean Grey is so nicely done, it's insane. And to see that she will be staying on, I'm happy to see that. But I don't know if that's a bit of bias on my part. It might be, but I've always thought like her as a Jean Grey will always be insane. And once I heard that, I was so excited, literally. But yes, we won't be seeing her until Secret Wars, which is next year. But yeah, is this the best Spider-Man film out of all of them? Yes, it is. Like I said at the start of the film, it is the best one in the entire franchise. It is close to 1 and 2, to be honest with you. But, in my opinion, this is my favourite one out of all of them. Did I have high expectations for this film? Yes. I had immense expectations for this film. And it exceeded it exponentially. And I'm so happy that it did. Because all the trailers were fantastic. They didn't give away anything. No spoilers were put out until yesterday, because there was a lot on TikTok. I can tell you that here and now. But yeah, this film altogether was fantastically done and greatly done. But like, it's insane. But like, quoting a few of Sadie Sink's characters mentioned, saying like this: the last thing my sister saw was this goddamn room. And also, in honesty, it's insane what she says, to be honest. The only powers that will make me is this. And also, she also said, the only person to control this power are my hands. Literally, all those gave me absolute goosebumps. And when she shouted out, the last time my sister was this room, was this goddamn room. It was insane. The passion in her character was so insane, and I loved it. But yeah, guys, I'm going to give this a rating. I'm going to give this a 10. This is one of the best films of 2026 so far. I've got a lot of films going on by, but this will not be the only 10 out of all the film reviews I'll be bringing out. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys do enjoy this film. Please leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next movie review, which will be probably in the next few hours. See you guys in the next video. Goodbye.